The rising sun of the late Cretaceous spills over the dunes of what is now Mongolia. The wind whips across a desert of red sand and scattered ferns. In the quiet stillness, a small feathered creature crouches over a clutch of eggs, shielding them from the swirling dust. Her claws are sharp, her eyes alert, her breathing calm. For decades, paleontologists would mistake this tender act for theft. But now we know the truth. She wasn't stealing, she was protecting. This is Oviraptor Velociraptor, the egg thief, who turned out to be the most caring parent of all. The name Oviraptor comes from the Latin ovi, egg, and raptor, thief. It was given in 1924 by American paleontologist Henry Fairfield Osborn after an extraordinary fossil was discovered in the Gobi Desert. The skeleton was found crouched over a nest of eggs, and at first, scientists assumed it had been caught in the act of stealing them. That assumption would last for half a century, until new discoveries revealed a story far more beautiful and profound. Oviraptor lived around 75 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous period, in the region that is now Mongolia and China. Its skull was short and beaked with no teeth, a rare feature among carnivorous dinosaurs. Instead, it had a parrot-like beak, strong enough to crack open hard objects such as nuts, seeds, or mollusk shells. The crest atop its head was likely used for display or communication, similar to the bright crests of modern cassowaries. Oviraptor's hands ended in 3 sharp claws, useful for grasping or digging, and its tail was fan-shaped, adorned with feathers that could have been used for courtship displays. Its legs were long and strong, allowing it to move quickly across sandy terrain. Though small, it was agile, intelligent, and fiercely protective of its territory. For decades, scientists believed that Oviraptor raided the nests of other dinosaurs, stealing eggs from creatures like Brachiosaurus. But later discoveries, including embryos found inside those same nests, proved the opposite. Oviraptor had been guarding its own eggs. The fossil had died in place, shielding its unborn young from a sandstorm. The so-called egg thief was, in fact, one of prehistory's most devoted parents. The revelation that Oviraptor was not a thief, but a protector, completely changed how scientists viewed dinosaur behavior. It shattered the old idea that dinosaurs were cold, unfeeling reptiles. Oviraptor showed that they could be caring, intelligent, and even nurturing, traits once thought unique to mammals and birds. The fossilized posture that earned Oviraptor its name, crouched over eggs with arms spread wide, is now understood as an act of parental devotion. Its feathered forelimbs were positioned perfectly to cover and protect the eggs, much like a bird brooding its nest today. It likely used its body heat to incubate them, occasionally turning the eggs for even warmth. Fossilized nests show circular arrangements, suggesting careful organization and repeated care. The eggs themselves were elongated and arranged in pairs, each about 15 centimeters, 6 inches long. Some nests contained over 20 eggs, placed in rings with the center left open, perhaps for the parent to sit comfortably. Inside, fossilized embryos preserved in astonishing detail revealed that they were, in fact, baby oviraptors, proving that the supposed egg thief was the egg's rightful guardian. Its diet was equally fascinating. While earlier theories painted it as a carnivore specialized in egg theft, more recent studies show that Oviraptor was omnivorous. Its strong, beak-like mouth could crush tough plant material, seeds, mollusks, or small vertebrates. It may have foraged along riverbanks and dunes, feeding on whatever the desert offered, a true survivor of the harsh Cretaceous environment. Its intelligence was advanced for its size. The shape of its skull indicates a relatively large brain-to-body ratio, comparable to that of modern birds. This suggests Oviraptor could solve problems, remember nesting sites, and perhaps even communicate with mates and offspring. Speaking of communication, Oviraptor's crest may have played an important role. Some paleontologists believe it could have been brightly colored and used to emit deep, resonant calls, perhaps for attracting mates or warning intruders. Combined with its feathered tail and expressive posture, Oviraptor may have been one of the most visually communicative dinosaurs of its time. Its temperament combined gentleness and ferocity. Calm and nurturing within its nest, yet fiercely defensive when threatened, Oviraptor would have fought with astonishing bravery to protect its eggs. Fossil evidence even suggests that the famous specimen, the one found atop its nest, may have perished defending its unborn offspring from a sandstorm or predator. In that frozen act of love and sacrifice, Oviraptor earned a new legacy, not as a thief, but as a symbol of prehistoric parenthood. The story of Oviraptor is as emotional as it is scientific, a tale of misunderstanding, rediscovery, and redemption. Its fossils, preserved in the sands of the Gobi Desert, have become some of the most iconic symbols of parental care in the prehistoric world. The first known specimen, discovered in 1923 by the American Museum of Natural History expedition, was found lying across a nest of eggs. Because nearby fossils of Protoceratops were also present, scientists assumed the eggs belonged to that horned dinosaur, and thus believed Oviraptor was caught in the act of stealing them. The name egg thief was born. For more than 50 years, that interpretation stood, until the 1990s, when new discoveries changed everything. Paleontologists found several Oviraptor nests containing embryos of the same species, proving that the eggs were indeed its own. Even more remarkably, some adults were fossilized in a brooding position, arms spread to shield their young. What had once been seen as guilt was, in truth, evidence of selfless protection, a mother dying in place to save her future offspring. Oviraptor lived about 75 million years ago, near the end of the Cretaceous period, in a world that was both dry and full of life. Its environment, a mix of arid dunes, riverbeds, and sparse forests, demanded adaptability and intelligence. It coexisted with dinosaurs like Protoceratops, Velociraptor, and Tarbosaurus, forming part of a rich and complex ecosystem. Its extinction came, as with so many others, at the close of the Cretaceous, likely due to environmental shifts, and the eventual cataclysm that wiped out most of Earth as dinosaurs. But its legacy endured, not just in bones, but in what it taught us about behavior and emotion in creatures long gone. For decades, Oviraptor carried an unfair name. Yet, today, it stands as a symbol of misunderstood love, proof that even in the distant past, the instinct to nurture and protect one's young was powerful enough to defy death itself. So imagine the Gobi Desert 75 million years ago. The air is hot and dry, a storm gathering on the horizon. A small feathered dinosaur crouches over her nest, wings spread, eyes fixed on the swirling sand. The wind roars, but she does not move. Long after her body turns to stone, her devotion remains, eternal, unbroken, unforgettable. That is Oviraptor, the guardian of life in a world of giants. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, comment what you like the most, and share it with someone who needs to hear this too.